for listening to Uncle Sam's Soccer Podcast, keeping you up to date with the latest in American soccer. And don't forget to subscribe.
Hello everyone, welcome to Uncle Sam's Soccer Podcast. My name is Steven Jodarand. Joining me today, Jake Watroba. On today's episode, we speak with former U.S. men's national team midfielder and current member of the MASL's Ontario Fury, Jermaine Jones. If you haven't done so already, follow us on the Twitter machine at Uncle Sam's Soccer Pod. Hit that subscribe button, whichever podcast platform you're listening on, and leave us a 5-star review. Now, let's get to today's episode. Alrighty, Jake, just you and I today. How we doing?
Well, Steven, this is the way it should be. I'm just kidding, Armand. I love you. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Let's go down memory road here. 2014 in Brazil versus Portugal. The U.S. is down 1-0. Jermaine Jones gets the ball at the top of the box off a corner and just puts it right in the side netting. Beautiful goal. Has to be one of the more memorable moments for the U.S. men's national team in the last decade, maybe even extended to 2 decades.
I agree from personal experience. If we're going to rank goals in terms of most memorable, obviously the Landon Donovan goal against Algeria in 2010 is at the top of my list, and right there below it is the Jermaine Jones goal against Portugal. I mean, I have a buddy who not a big soccer fan in general, but you can tell you who Jermaine Jones is because of that moment. So I think that moment is one of the biggest moments and one of the biggest goals in U.S. soccer history.
Jake, let's not forget the moment that the U.S. men's national team were in. They beat Ghana 2-1 with the John Brooks late header that sends everyone into ecstasy. But it was really this next match against Portugal that really tipped the balance of the direction with the U.S. men's national team. 5 minutes in, Nani scores after Jeff Cameron doesn't clear it. And the U.S. men's national team from there on was chasing the game. And if you go back and look at the highlights, it was really interesting to see, because I don't remember the U.S. creating so many opportunities, but oh man, they had so many opportunities. I think Michael Bradley missed a sitter, and it felt as if the U.S. was just not going to be able to squeak by, but then Jermaine Jones hits this stunner. And for a lot of fans here in the U.S., it was a moment of realization that maybe this U.S. team can compete when you have Cristiano Ronaldo on the opposition.
Yeah, Steven, you talk about how captivating that 2014 run was. I mean, I can't imagine how much beating Portugal would have meant for the national team. Just getting those 3 points against a Portugal squad that featured Cristiano Ronaldo, a very recognizable name in world football. What would that have meant to U.S. fans, and what would that have said to soccer fans across the world that the U.S. had just beaten a Cristiano Ronaldo-led Portuguese squad?
Jake, we'll never know what would have happened in that 2014 World Cup, but we do know is that Jermaine Jones, after our interview, went on to score 4 goals against the Turlock Express. So some good luck there from us, huh?
I guess, if you want to call it that, yeah. I guess we're the lucky rabbit's foot, if you will.
There you go. But we spoke to Jermaine about his transition to indoor soccer, kind of the thought process behind that, the tactical side of things, and his upcoming match against Landon Donovan. So here it is. Joining us right now is former U.S. men's national team midfielder and current member of the MASL Ontario Fury, Jermaine Jones. Jermaine, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us, Jermaine. take us through your decision on moving or making the move to Major Arena Soccer League.
To be honest, it was pretty funny. One of my business partners who is in my agency, what I have, he played indoor soccer in Kansas City, and he lives right now with me in the house at my house, and so we talked always a little bit. He had a friend who played here for Fury, and so they were talking, and he was thinking maybe to go back to playing, and then somehow my name got involved, and then I got a call from Jimmy, then I got a call from Bernie, and everybody's like asking me like if there is an option or a possibility to see me playing indoor, and I was like, I don't know, to be honest. I never was thinking about it. I'm happy retired, and everything is good. But then, yeah, we start talking more. Then I came out to play, and then how it is, the game. I love playing the game, and then I started enjoying the time with the guys, being out there playing, train, and all that. And then I said to them, I said, let's sit down, figure something out, and I want to come back. I want to play, and I said it a couple of times already that I feel it's the same stuff where we started, right? I played back in the days in Germany on the streets, 5 against 5, 6 against 6. On small goals, and this is how I fell in love with this game, and then getting the chance now to play here was a blessing, and then seeing with this franchise helping this league and helping here Ontario in Furry to push in that league was a blessing from my side. What I felt about it, and so I said, okay, I'm in.
Jermaine, talk about the couple of matches that you have played so far. What's the biggest adjustments you've had to make since joining the Fury?
To be honest, it was not that much. It's at the end, it's a game. Okay, it's physical, but I'm okay with that. And then it's turf. I played in MLS on turf. It's smaller goals. You have walls where you can play on and play from. So there's some adjustments you have to do, but they're not really so tough. So at the end, it's just a game. And what I said before, I played in Germany. We have over the summer or over the winter break, we have like this tournament where you play indoor soccer in it's with walls too. So so I knew how it is. That's not on grass, but I knew how it is, and it was not. For me, not tough. The first game I would say was tough, where I had like a long break and not really played soccer. So, but in general, the game with the walls, with the turf, with the in and out movements and switching and changing, I think that's just like first game you had to get a little bit used to it, but then there was like no issue, especially then in the next game.
Jermaine, I wanted to ask you about some of the untapped potential in the MASL. A couple weeks ago, we saw Adrian Perez make his debut with LAFC after spending some time with the Ontario Fury. Is there any players in the league currently that you look at and think they can make a step up to MLS?
So far, I just played 2 games, so I don't know that much players from the league. I can tell you from my team, and there's definitely younger players where I see they have talent to make a step outside of indoor soccer, and trying to show them or prove themselves that they can be outside players. And I think we have to see it as a country in general and going away from saying, oh, that's indoor and that's outdoor soccer. I think you can see it. The Brazilian country, Brazil as a country, they show it with futsal, how much influence this game can have outside, and especially here. I think for us, I mean, if you have younger players, they play here for like 1-2 years in getting technical skills better and all that stuff, and then taking that tight space, quick game, taking that to the outside field, I think it can really help them into their develop. So I think there's definitely coming, and for the next years, I definitely see more kids maybe making the step outside.
Jermaine, you spoke about it a couple questions ago regarding playing on smaller goals and growing up in an environment that allows more expressions. But how important is it to have a futsal background to play soccer in general?
I don't know if it's so important to have a futsal background, but I think it's in general. I've been to a coaching license and I coached for like almost a year, and what I see is like a lot of kids have that issue and problem in tight positions, tight situations, and quick situations to adjust in and make that smart decision for the best for the team, right? And in indoor soccer, it's just you have that the whole time in the game. It's tight, it's quick, and that's like something where you see like countries like Brazil, how much talent they bring out and how much skill they have in their game because they play indoors. So it can help. And I think it's always good if you have something that helps, why you not want to take a profit out of it and use it.
Jermaine, you mentioned getting into coaching, you going through the programs to get your licenses. Are you able to talk about the tactical differences between indoor and outdoor soccer?
The tactical, yeah, it's I would say the tactical is indoor and outdoor. It's just like that you have the indoor is more tactical. It's kind of like hockey, right? It's like the hockey rules almost, and then outdoor is like completely different. It's like shorter fields and everything. What I said before is quicker decisions. You have to make smart decisions where you have red, you have blue card, and then you have all the penalties in general. And so there's stuff where, of course, where you have to look in. But as a player, I think you get used to it if you play. And then as a coach, if you coach, it's the same. Like you look in, and if, I would say like this: if I would coach an indoor team, I'll maybe need a week to focus on all the tactical stuff, and then it's an experience, right? When you're on the field, you have to see what is good and what is not good.
Jermaine, talk about the remainder of the season.
So for this season, for myself, is I came here to help this franchise and this area, Ontario, just to develop and make the next step. You know, they have a good idea with Bernie, with Jimmy, like all the people behind it, the owners, and they have ideas what they want to build, where they want to see themselves in a couple of years, and that was the whole package. What made it interested to say for me, I come and be a part and help this franchise to make the next step. And of course, now it's important that we see game for game, come into the playoffs, and then focus on game for game and trying to win the championship. You know, we know that we nobody has us really on that radar, but it's always good sometimes to be the underdog and just concentrate on your work and just focus on that, what you have to do, and then surprise people.
Jermaine, one last question here before we let you go. I believe, is it next week you face off against Landon Donovan?
Yes.
Have you spoken to him at all about MASL and what to expect?
No, I don't talk with Landon. No. I think we will talk the first time when I see him on the field. So it's not like I think we both have the respect for each other, and he did a lot too as soccer, you know, and he knows what I did overseas and then came back here. So now we both have a contract with an indoor team, and he tries to help San Diego to develop and get better in the league, and I'm here with Ontario and Fury, and I'm trying to help them to make the next step, and we concentrate both on working with our clubs and our teams, and then at the end, it's at the end we both in one page try to help the league to push forward and grow, and that's, I think, it's the main focus. And I said it already before. I have a lot of respect for him, what he did for the soccer in this country, and so I look forward for the game, and he knows in the game I want to win. I don't like to lose, and I think he's the same. And but there's a lot of respect for each other.
Jermaine, thank you so much for joining us today and taking the time to speak with us. Best of luck with the upcoming season.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thanks again to Jermaine Jones for taking time out of his pregame routine. And also want to send a thank you to the Ontario Fury for setting that interview up for us. My biggest takeaway from that interview is Jermaine talking about the importance of playing futsal or playing indoor soccer and how it helps develop creativity and technical soundness in terms of playing within tight spaces. I think that's something that U.S. Soccer should definitely look in down the road, and making sure that's part of something they're using to help develop kids to being better soccer players.
No doubt, Jake. Listeners, follow us on the Twitter machine at UncSamSoccerPod. Send us your feedback, comments, reactions to the interview. Follow us personally at Jake Watroba, at Steven Jodderend, and at Armand Kafai. Come back tomorrow. We'll have another great episode for you. Until next time.